Welcome to the Once Upon an Island podcast, number 2 on the charts, number 1 in your hearts. I'm your host, Wesley, and of course, I am joined by my cheerful co-host,
Rebecca.
We're recording this a couple days before 48. We haven't even podcasted about 48 yet, but here we are podcasting about Survivor 50 because big news broke a day or two ago when they previewed the first episode to a bunch of people, and we're here to talk about it. So if you haven't already heard, we got a lot of big news in this podcast. If you have already heard, you're probably just excited and that's why you're listening. I mean, I'm legit excited. I think for the first time since Winners of War, I'm legit excited. And there's so many things to talk about. So I'll try to go one thing at a time. Rebecca.
No rabbit trails.
Yeah, well, we might rabbit trail, but
okay.
I can't promise not to. But
Good.
What's your hype level for 50 now?
Yeah, honestly, very hyped. I think even more so, this is definitely good news. I think there's part of me that's a bit, what's the word? Trepidatious? Is that a word or did I make that up?
It sounds like a word I would say, even though it's not real, so I'll take it.
I'm cautiously optimistic. Maybe that's the way to say it, because there's part of me that fears a little bit. Because the thing, I don't know if you're going to say the thing, but the fact that fans get to vote about a lot of aspects of season 50, there's part of me that fears that a little bit because I hope that people make good, voting choices and everything. But also, there's part of me that's really exciting because I think there's a few things that we've been talking about and just hammering home on this podcast of things that they shouldn't do
that
or ways that they could.
That do not affect the budget. Right.
Yes, well within the budget era. And so, I'm excited to have our voices be heard and hopefully we can see some of those changes implemented.
So if you haven't heard, Survivor 50 is called Survivor 50 in the Hands of the Fans. The logo that is currently being touted as the logo is on screen. If you're here on YouTube, of course, or you can just Google it if you're listening on Spotify or on Patreon or whatever. But I will say that the logo is atrocious. The only negative I have, so I want to get it out of the way now. The logo is absolute garbage. I'm really hoping this is a temporary logo. And one of the things we're voting on is the logo.
Honestly, the first time I saw it, it was not on the official Survivor account. I saw it on some fan account or something. And I thought it was a fan-made logo.
It looks fan-made. They took the original Borneo logo. A fan took the original Borneo logo is what it looks like. And it looks like somebody straight out of high school made this. So, and that's not a shot at high schoolers. I'm just saying skill level wise.
I was going to say some high schoolers with the programs these days, they can make some pretty cool stuff.
True.
So,
maybe somebody straight out of middle school. But point being is that's my only negative. I want to get the plan of the way. The logo is atrocious. I sure hope that's one of the things we're voting on. To me, it looks like a temporary logo, and I hope that's the thing. I'm going to guess that while it's called In the Hands of the Fans, all right, let's get this out of the way. There's a video, Survivor CBS, by the way, Rebecca, while you were at work today, because Rebecca got off work. I was like, hey, we got to do a podcast now. And Rebecca's like, okay. So she gets off work. She comes in. Survivor CBS did officially upload Jeff talking about it because the only video you and I had watched previously was, I think Mike Bloom had recorded or whatever. So it was a not very good quality video of Jeff talking about this, but Survivor CBS uploaded a very high quality video of Jeff talking about it. Along with, he's done some interviews on CBS Sunday Morning and Elvis Duran and stuff. So I got some more information, but basically the fans will be deciding almost every aspect of Survivor 50. I'm going to guess some things that we will have no effect over will be the cast. I know we got to vote on that for Cambodia. I'm going to guess we're not going to vote on the cast. Seems like that's something that would be decided by now, considering we're recording this on February 24th. And I'm assuming they're going to film it in 2-3 months. I mean, they haven't filmed 49 yet, but I'm going to assume that we're not going to have a say in the cast. I could be wrong, but I also don't think we're going to be able to vote on the number of days. Let's just be real. They're not going to be like, hey, do you want us to spend more money? That's not the questions they're going to ask because we're money related.
Right. Which is sad because as I was reading the comments in some of those reels of Jeff being like, hey, here's some things you're going to vote on. Basically, probably every single comment said, hey, go back to the 39 days, which, I do understand why they can't, but that is oh man, if they could, that would be such a big thing. That would be so cool. So
we're going to talk about all the confirmed things we will be able to vote on that Jeff revealed. Some things I am theorizing that make sense to me. But I do want to mention before we get into each individual thing and what we think is going to be voted on, what we think is going to actually be decided. I do want to mention that we do have a fantasy survivor game for 48. Link in the description. It's on Patreon for all paid patrons. The winner gets to pick any story video for me to make from any season. Last season's winner picked Jake O'Kane. His video has been up on YouTube for a few weeks now. So proof's in the pudding is what I'm saying. Like you see last season's winner, what they picked, and you pick it. If you win, that's all. Like just win, baby. As the, I forgot what his name was. He used to run the Raiders before he passed away. I apologize, Raiders fans, but yes, he would always just say, just win, baby. And yeah. All right. So,
nice. I do fear for the fantasy league this time, I'm not going to be able to top my choice for last season, which was Rachel and Sam.
You dropped the ball not winning last season with those two on your team.
Listen,
right.
Yeah, I'm not good at the voting aspect.
I want to throw out there too for the fantasy game. I learned that because I actually read through all the rules and reread them again.
Oh, nice.
That if your player's removed from the game, you still get 1 point per week for them being on your team. So it's not like if your player goes out week 1, they actually still will get you a point for every episode they're not in. But like that's like bare minimum. It's like almost like a compensation point because if your player's in the game, they're likely to get more than a point per week. But it keeps you in the game because I think I finished 5th and my players were Gabe and Annika, and Gabe was gone like episode 10 and Annika was gone episode 6. So I still finished 5th because voting on who you think is going to go out and also getting the right winner pick, even though my winner pick was Teeny and I stood behind that and that was a mistake. Last season I still ended up in 5th is what I'm saying. So yeah,
that's impressive.
And
is that how you get the bonus points or I don't understand the bonus
that's the bonus points. You get 1 bonus point per week.
Okay.
If your player's out of the game. That's how the bonus points are happening.
That's helpful. Okay, right. That's good to know.
Because when you asked me, I was confused and I looked it up and okay. So that's what the bonus points, quote unquote, bonus points are. So,
okay, my strategy is going to be up this season then. Let's go.
Good. Okay, let's get into this. So Jeff, you can watch the video on Survivor CBS. I will also link the website where you get to vote because how this is going to work is every Wednesday when the episode airs, I assume right after the episode airs, I could be wrong. I'm assuming sometime during the episode, they're going to promote this. I don't know when, how, what, don't ask me. I don't know. Sometime during the episode, they're going to promote, hey, go to this website and vote on these things. These are the things you're voting on this week. Every week is a new set of questions for us to vote on. The very first week, Jeff said that we are going to be voting on 1, what colors are the tribes? Now, I'm going to assume that I don't know how this one's going to work. This one I was talking to Mary about, like, how do you think it's going to work? Do you think they're going to give us like multiple choice? Like one choice is red, yellow, blue, and their choice is like green, purple, orange. Or do you think they're going to give us like a drop down menu where we get to pick 3 colors, like any colors?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter about the palette. Like it doesn't matter if they like contrast well or whatever. Sure. Like it could be any color. We could do black, white, and gold, for example, you know?
That's interesting. Initially I was thinking that it would be just like, we could pick 3 colors, like probably not from an infinite list, but they give us a list of like 20 colors or something, you know, and we pick from that. However, now that we're talking about this, I don't know, like, they would have to really make sure the colors, like, because they don't want to end up with 2 colors that look too similar.
Like red and pink are super close.
Yeah, exactly. So that is interesting. They might give us groups, but I hope they give us like individual colors because I feel like that would be more fun.
I think if we were going to vote between 2 tribes or 3 tribes, that would be in the very first week. And Jeff didn't say that, so I'm going to assume that's 3 tribes and we're not going to be able to vote on that. I could be wrong. But with us voting on tribe colors, it makes me think we'll see how it plays out. Like if the very first week it is just pick any colors you want, like rank every color 1 to 10 or something like that. You know, like 1 is the one you want the most, 10's the one you want the least.
Sure, yeah.
Then it could be still up for, is it 2 tribes or 3 tribes? But if it is multiple choice where it's like picked between like these 10 options we got of three color sets of 3 colors, then 3 tribes confirmed. We'll find out. Week 1, we'll find out just a few days from now. The second question that is confirmed, we are going to vote on whether rice or no rice. Do the tribes get rice when they start the game? Rebecca, what are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts on this are initially I would vote for yes, give them rice. With the reason being that, kind of like Jeff mentioned in the announcement video, it does help them like maybe play a little bit better strategically, which again, depending on, the players and who's out there, like I think because these are all returning players, they all kind of already know the game. So we're probably not, I don't know, we might still get some messy players, but like, yeah, I think overall just giving them food, fuel, like being able to play with clear heads, I think that would be more fun. That being said, I do love moments like Rachel putting rice in her pocket, and we would miss out on that.
I don't think that was ever going to happen again, though, once Rachel did it and got called out on it. Yeah, that was a one-time thing. It was just
so funny, though. But yeah, so in conclusion, yes, I would vote for giving them rice. But what about you?
I would vote for giving them rice, too. I feel like for a returnee season, I want them to have food. I'm here to watch them. Like, this is their second time. Let's mix it up. Last time they got no rice. I'm over it. I'm over pretending that no rice means anything on 26 Days Survivor. So also, I want to mention, I forgot to mention this. Jeff said this and I overlooked it, but like the theme song of 47, I've watched this video a few times now. There's nothing in the edit to catch, though. I'm not looking for a...
right.
But Jeff did say, listen to this. He said, Survivor 50 is the next evolution of Survivor. So I'm wondering if this could be how it is going forward. Like, do we vote? Yeah. Are we going to vote every season after 50 for maybe not everything? Maybe it's a bit too extreme every time, but like, are we going to vote on themes every time? Are we going to vote on like certain aspects every time? Like maybe not everything to this extent. Like maybe this is going to be a bit too extreme because also Jeff mentioned, get this, Rebecca, every week we're going to vote for 4 different things.
That's a lot of things to vote for. That's a lot.
Unless the finale, if the finale counts as one episode in Jeff's mind, 13 episodes, which is 52 things. And it will be a 2-part finale. If the 2-part finale counts as 2 separate voting things for us to do, that's 56 things. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
Is there 56 things for us to vote on that they trust us with?
Are there 56 things in this game?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sure there are. But obviously, like the big the big ones are going to be like the first like couple weeks for sure. The stuff that they really need us to decide like right away, like tribe colors. But I'm like, yeah, are we going to get into the weeds and it's going to be like, okay, in episode 5, do you want us to have like this reward challenge? I wonder how in the weeds are we going to get with 56 up to potentially 56 things to pick?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I also think that, Jeff saying that this is, what did you say the phrase was? This is the blueprint moving forward? He
said it's the next evolution of the game. Like
next evolution.
This is like basically the new era. And by the way, I am pulling information from the Survivor CBS video, the Elvis Duran interview he did, and he's on CBS Sunday Morning. So 3 different locations of Jeff interviews. It's not just all one video. So you're like, I didn't say 56. No, he said on the Elvis Duran show, he said 4 things a week. All right. So I know I got my sources.
What I wonder is, are we going to vote on all these things for season 50 and then whatever we decide for 50, they're going to implement that moving forward?
No,
you know what I mean?
If I were to guess, 50 is kind of like a test run of this idea. And then let's say it goes well, like, of course, then for 51, 52, maybe they'll have us vote. Okay, one of these all right, so during 50, we'll get to vote on 51, 52, or maybe during 49. I doubt during 49 we're going to vote for anything. During 50, we'll vote for like 51, 52. Do you want this, like tribe colors, like again? It's just stuff that like, again, doesn't affect the core of what they're doing, such as casting. I don't think we're going to get a say in casting. But stuff that like is surface level almost. We'll be able to pick every season and it makes us feel like we're involved. Like, and Jeff really emphasized too during his talk. He's like, basically clarifying that if to me, it seems like he doesn't want to bear any responsibility for if the returnee season doesn't go the way that, like, he doesn't want people complaining about him, what he did wrong. But the reality is that, and everybody knows this, who is a real fan of the show, a good season comes down to the casting. And if we don't have to stay over the casting, we can pick everything, but if the cast sucks, whose fault is that? And it could be our fault. So that's the only way the season sucks. But yes, everything else will be up to us. So I don't know what that means, but he did say it's the next evolution game. He didn't say this is a one-time special thing. He said this is the next evolution, a la New Era 41. So
yeah,
it's
exciting.
I do know that themes are back. It's called In the Hands of the Fans. We'll see if that stays the name or if we pick a different name. All right. Next one that he said for sure we're going to vote on, Final Four fire making. Now, out of all the ones that he presented that we're going to vote on, this is the only one he stepped in and defended in his own Jeff Probst way by saying, in 47, we had an amazing Final Four. If you want to get rid of that amazing Final Four, and like we had Sam and Tini, it was so amazing. It was like one of the best ones ever. Like that was the only one he jumped in, like defended in his own Jeff way. If you listen to enough Jeff interviews and listen to his podcast, you know how Jeff defends things. This is clearly the only one where it seemed like he has a personal opinion. Yeah, exactly. Well, a strong personal opinion, but the fact that he's letting us do it, I applaud him for letting us vote on it. He could have not. He could be like, no, Final Four fire making has to stay. So Rebecca, I think that this one is not as clear cut as Rice. I think Rice or no Rice. I think we'll see if the casual fan base who will be voting, of course, what they're going to vote for. I think Rice probably wins. I can't say it for sure. Tribe Colors, who flipping knows. Final Four fire making though. I think this one might be a 50-50 vote, believe it or not. I hope it's a landslide that it goes.
I've been kind of torn on this one because, I was thinking about this before we podcasted. Yes, sometimes the fire making is exciting or whatever, but I do think, Jeff even kind of mentioned it. He was like, if you think it should be more of a social game and not come down to, fire making. And I was kind of like, I do think it's that's the whole core of the show. So part of me is like, I might vote to not do it just because, I don't know, it can be exciting sometimes when it's if there's a tie vote or whatever, sure, let's do it. But the core of the game is it's a social game. So I might vote to get rid of it.
I don't think this will be on the ballot because it would reveal the answer to what we voted on this question. And he kind of clarified that the results will be seen on 50. He's not going to tell us the results. I think the only thing we'll see is Tribe Colors. Like we'll get again, very surface level things will get revealed through leaks or whatever. That's fine. That doesn't affect the players going in. The players are not going to know what we voted for. For the most part. So in this one, I think that they get rid of Final Four fire making and let's say it does get removed because I'm in favor of removing it. Let's remove it and just make it the immunity challenge. That's okay. Why not why can't the fire making be the immunity challenge? So it still is Jeff wants this person who is on the fringe of making Final Tribal and not making it, whoever that person is, which has happened in the past. I don't know how recently, but Ben, of course, is the prime example. The very first time it happened, Wendell saved his hide and ended up winning 36. So it's happened where the winner needed fire to win. I think in this, and would have been voted off otherwise. In this case, I think whether it stays or goes, I hope it goes, but I think that if they want to keep it, just make it the Final Four immunity challenge. Make it bigger than the little table. Maybe make it a bigger, I don't know. Maybe
you have to build a bonfire.
They did that in the early seasons. It's not as exciting as you think it would be, the big bonfire. But I'd say maybe make the piece of string they have to cut through a little higher. Make it another 6 inches higher or something. So the fire literally does have to be bigger. I don't know how that works, health and safety, by the way. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, that's the way to do it. But I'm saying, why not make it the immunity challenge?
Yeah. Season 47, there was so much wind and stuff. I don't know how safe that was.
Well, I imagine if the wind went the other way, right?
Yeah.
The wind was favorably not going towards the players. I'm just saying you would, but you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do the fire making at Tribal. You would do it. That scenic overlook they do sometimes where they do that challenge where they drop the ball and they catch the ball with one hand. They put it in the chute and they catch it up. That location that they've done for usually that challenge. Do it up there. You got the scenic overlook. Do it at sunset. You get your Final Four immunity challenge at sunset. Awesome, because the challenge doesn't last but 10 minutes unless everybody sucks. Right, unless everybody sucks.
With returning players, it should not be that way.
Literally, these people should know how to make fire, and if you don't, you deserve to lose. I'm serious.
Yeah,
so do it at sunset on that location where they do. It'll be epic. It's this is the Final Four Immune Challenge. It will look gorgeous. It's very simple to set up. It's still the fire making that they want, but it's just for immunity for one person. Then go straight to Tribal. Everyone already knows what they're going to vote. Nobody's going to be dumbfounded. That's what I mean. It'll work within production schedule. You see,
it works within the budget too.
This
the budget
does not
era.
affect This does not affect the budget to be creative and be beautiful with your decision making. And that's why I mean, get rid of Final Four fire making, but just make it to the immunity challenge. So just on the off chance anyone who runs the show is listening, I this would be so good. It would be beautiful. It gives me goosebumps thinking about them doing it at sunset. So
that would be very cool. Yeah,
sunset.
I would love that.
Sunset. That has to be a sunset. All right. So next thing that is confirmed, and this is a slam dunk, is do we have the reveal of the winner at the after party, boo, or at the live reunion in LA, and everybody cheered in the video.
I'm so excited this is an option. I'm so excited because everyone's going to vote for the live reunion.
Right. This was a budget question.
Yeah.
Because what I mean by that is them doing the after party was clearly a budget thing. They don't have to have a live, like they don't have to host a bunch of people. They could just shoot it 2 seconds after they reveal the winner, pretend that the pizza and champagne is just as expensive as having everybody come to LA. Like, get out of here. And also at the after party, the way they've been doing it so far, you don't have pre-mergers. So I don't think they're getting the $10,000 for going to the reunion. I could be wrong, but everybody goes to the reunion. All players get $10,000. So in this case, everybody should be there, even the first boot. And, we got to miss out on Jelinski, for example, or Hannah. Right. Everybody loves Hannah from 45. My point is that I think this one's obvious.
Yeah, 100%.
This one's a slam dunk. So those are the 4 confirmed we're going to vote on the first week. The tribe colors will reveal to me, or maybe they won't reveal, whether it is 2 tribes or 3 tribes. Because I think I have some theories on stuff we're going to vote in the future. Another thing Jeff said in passing, but didn't confirm what he meant when he said it. We're going to vote on idols. I'm going to assume that means idols or no idols. I don't know if it means number of idols or what, but you just said idols.
I was wondering if it meant idols or no idols, or if it was like, we're going to hide an advantage. Like, should it be an idol? Should it be a steal a vote? Should it be like that sort of thing? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm betting that's the in the weeds stuff we're going to vote on is, do we want beware advantages? Do we want steal a vote? That's the kind of like in the weeds. Should we have journeys? No.
Oh, I hope they let us vote against journeys.
Right. This is the kind of stuff I'm expecting them to bring up. And they're going to like watch them get the results and be like, so people want us to just like film them at camp interacting with each other? What?
Yes.
What? They want us to like just have challenges or regular idols and they interact at camp. Now, I do hope one of the votes, so in terms of the idols, I do hope one of the votes is like, they haven't done this since 32. And I think it's an interesting concept they should bring back because it did create drama that season, but it didn't get work the way they wanted it. Combine 2 normal idols into a super idol.
Oh, yeah.
You have to have 2 normal idols. So in theory, one comes from another player. Like if you find 2 on your own, great, fantastic. You've earned a super idol through the final 5 or whatever, or through final 6. I don't know what the rules will be. But I think they should bring that back. And that should be a vote on the vote. We should vote. Yeah. Can you combine 2 idols into a super idol if we have idols this season? Like kind of like in the parentheses, if we have idols this season.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So we'll see. I think that might reveal though, if the yes or no to idols question, but I think I think they already have I would hope they have their 56 questions planned already. 52 questions, whatever it is. Next one that he did say twists and advantages, which is kind of a broad spectrum. Is there anything in particular?
Do we get to vote to bring back? Do we get to vote to bring back the time turner thing, like turning back time?
Oh my gosh, the hourglass. That's how they burn through their questions. They're like, let's put some slam dunk no's in here.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Should we bring back do or die? That one that everybody was like, this is really dumb, where you like pick the hourglass, I think they should ask it and then get their definitive answer. Should we bring back Edge of Extinction? I don't think they're gonna do anything like that. I could be wrong though.
That's pretty major, but
I don't know. They could. I mean, that does require extra challenges though. Like Redemption Island requires way too many. They're not going to ask about Redemption Island. Like that's a whole separate beast. But Edge of Extinction requires 2 challenges. Would they ask that?
Yeah, I don't know. And that also kind of ties into like, I'm curious how much they're going to let us vote on challenges. Like, for example, are they going to let us vote on whether to do an auction or no auction? A regular
auction or the new era auction. That's all
exactly.
I know. Yeah.
Yes. But like, yeah, because I imagine, I mean, I know like it takes them time and money to build those things and whatnot. So
should the auction have advantages or no advantages, kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or like even just what type of challenges to do. Like I wonder if they're going to let us vote on like specific challenges that we've seen before, if they want to do that again or a new challenge.
They're going to have to provide some sort of video or image of what the challenge looks like though when they do that, because just saying the name of some of these challenges, like I don't know, but I will recognize it if I see it. So I hope that I don't know if they will. They haven't done since 26. that one challenge where two tribes chase each other down in a circle. They haven't done that since 26. I'm like, that's a classic. They should bring that back. And I don't see why they can't do it in Fiji. Like, I legit don't get it. Like, they have the perfect locations and multiple locations to this challenge. You could do it on land. It doesn't have to be in water. Like, Gabon was just on land. You know, sometimes they do it in water. Like, it doesn't matter. Just have tribes chase each other down while carrying a heavy snake. Like, it's an endurance challenge, but it's also like an interesting one. It usually shows tribe dynamics when they do it every time, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun one. Yep.
Shows who's the leader, who's lagging. It shows everything, man. So, that's another one. I wonder if they're going to let us vote on Final 2 or Final 3. This one, I feel like they will.
Ooh, yeah.
I think they will. Cool. I think they'll let us vote on Final 2 or Final 3. What do you think will win, though? Remember, casual fan base is voting too. It's not just us who listen to these podcasts and stuff.
Yeah. See, I think like, I don't know, for me, I think I might vote for a Final 2. I don't know. I feel like most seasons are a Final 2. There's just 3 people sitting there. You know what I mean? Right. Like there's one person who is very clearly not going to win, at least by the time we're watching the edit, of course. Like, I don't know if it feels that way on the island.
Sure.
But
well, I don't think,
so I don't know.
I don't think anybody ever thought Sue was winning in 47. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't know. That is interesting. I think that I almost don't know if it matters, like, which feels crazy to say because it kind of does, like, yeah, Final 2 or Final 3, that seems like a big deal, but like, I don't know, most of the time I just feel like it's not.
They have 52 questions, potentially 56 questions to ask us. I feel like that might be one of them. And I hope that they ask it, and I'm okay either way as long as we got to vote on it. But if it ends up being a Final 2, I think they could move their fire making. They'll be like, we didn't do Final 4 fire making, we did Final 3 fire making. Haha. Jeff's like, remember when Sam and Teeny did it in 47? It was so dramatic. Yeah. Anyway, so I you know, that's one of the things I wonder if they're going to vote on. Do you have anything? I have some more ideas I think we might be able to vote on. What do you have any ideas?
Yeah, one thing I wonder is if we'll get to vote on like shots in the dark or like something along those lines.
Yes, no shots.
Yeah, but and I guess like, I don't know, again, last season we saw Rachel use it in a way that's never been done before. So part of me is like,
everybody just traded them away for rice.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know, now there's been a strategy introduced to them, so I think it would be cool. I guess we'll see them in 48 and 49. But then after that, yeah, like we probably don't really need them for 50.
After 9 seasons of the same Evangelism and Twist, I'm literally voting to change whatever we have been doing for 9 seasons at that point. So I'm assuming 49 is going to be copy and paste a lot of what we're going to see in 41 through 48. Why would it change? Probably, so 50, I want to see different. I want to see 2 tribes if they let us vote. I want to see different, please, for the love of everything. I would love if we had 21 players instead of 18. Yes, that would require some tribals where 2 people go. That is fine. I would also love, I don't think this will be on the ballot. Everybody starts with an idol. Everybody. Ooh, and if there's a tribal where everybody plays their idol, fantastic. Nobody goes home that tribal. Guess who just burned through like 8 idols though? All those people, right? Like, it's okay. The next tribal will just be a double vote, like, or whatever. 2 people go. It's fine. Like, Survivor, like, people act like, oh no, what would happen? We have the craziest thing ever. Nobody goes because everybody played their idol. Jeff will love that. It's the first time ever. It's probably the only time ever. It's like, that's okay.
Making history, season 50.
Right. And I think unlike Suri going, where Jeff still boasts about Suri going when everybody else got to play an idol and she didn't. Like, it's a good thing. And most people agree it's not. And I'm like, but I think the idea that everybody has an idol, and yes, there could be a tribal where everybody plays it. That's fine. That's good. In a historic tribal, nobody went home because everybody got safe. But next week, nobody has an idol.
Yep. Everybody's vulnerable.
It would be like a one-time thing. I wouldn't want that every season by any means. Other things I think we might be able to vote on. I said the logo. We'll see. I think they're good. I think they might present us one week with some options. Yeah. If this is the final logo, like, you guys got time to change it. You guys got time to fix this.
Yes.
They haven't picked tribe colors yet, so the buffs aren't made. You know what I mean? The buffs are not designed.
Yeah. Before they print the buffs, they need to get this figured out.
Before they print the buffs, they need to, like, that should be week 2. We vote on the actual logo.
Yeah. Yes.
The logo is awful. Though I will say, if the logo is the only bad thing about the season, I'll live.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
If we get to vote on everything else, Like I'll live,
Yeah.
but at the same time, the logo is atrocious. So another thing, I wonder if they're going to let us vote on this. And I feel like they will. And it'll probably be the week of it happening on 48, Earn the Merge. Are we going to?
Yes, I was going to say the same thing. Yes, I hope that they let us vote on that.
I sure hope so. Is it going to be an Earn the Merge, or does everybody just merge? And I will vote for everybody just merges and has a feast, and that's fine. Let's not waste 20 minutes on a challenge where people earn the merge.
I feel like in a sense, like what I'm hoping for, and I think we're seeing this already with the few things he mentioned, but what I'm hoping for is that a lot of these voting decisions come down to, do you want the new era of Survivor or the old era?
Right.
And I hope we get to vote to just go back, do the old era again.
I'm
like
okay
that's
with
what we
some
want.
new era stuff though.
Of course, yeah. There's some things that we can bring in, but
new era. But
no, but it's just like the general aesthetic and everything of the old era, like with a few new twists. I think that would be really fun.
And that's the thing. If like, let's say, for example, every odd numbered season was like the old era of Survivor in terms of a lot of the way things are done, and the even number was a lot of the new era way. Like, I think I would be more willing to split the difference come a vote. But because at this point, we've seen 7 seasons going on 8 or 9 of the same twists for the most part, and the same like cookie cutter, a lot of these things, it's like, I'm gonna I just want a lot of these things to be changed. And if my options are to go back to the way it was, okay, I haven't seen any of those things since 2019. So yes, I'm gonna vote for those things.
Yeah. And plus like just helping to differentiate the seasons a bit. Cause I know we've talked about this before, but like they all do kind of run together sometimes, because it's like they're all in Fiji, they're all in the same place. Like so similar in terms of just the vibe and the gameplay, and like, or not gameplay, but like the rules and, you know, all the different things. So yeah, just something to shake it up and, you know, have a unique season again.
I bet somewhere in the pre-merge, we're going to vote for, do the tribes get Flint? Or do they get the will they have their Flint taken away for losing a challenge? I bet you that's going to be one of the votes. And I mean, talk about a thing that's made zero factor in this, like, it has not affected anything that we've seen on the edited TV show. I'm not saying it hasn't affected the players.
Yes, I was going to say it hasn't affected the show at all, but I'm sure it has made life more miserable. So I'm like, yeah, just let them keep the Flint. Like it literally doesn't matter to us.
Bryce, give them Flint. Who cares? Like honestly, 100%. I just want them to socialize and backstab each other.
Yes.
And make game moves.
Yes.
So I'm going to vote for idols. I'm going to vote if they present any questions with an advantage that sounds like this is not too complicated, and it also doesn't break the game like some of these things do, and like stupid, like no one should be losing their vote ever, period. That is nonsense.
Yes, let's get rid of that.
Let's get rid of losing your vote. That is nonsense. I am for, though, the advantages are like you get a second vote. That's fine. I don't think it's ever really worked out for anybody, but like talk about an advantage that like, okay, you have 2 votes. That's okay. Like that could be a factor if you're a good player. You could read the room. I don't know. But anyways, like stuff like that I'm okay with. Yeah, I mean, we're voting for 4 things a week. I feel like at some point we're going to get in the weeds, or maybe every week we'll be surprised.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, though, I think every week's going to be headlined by 1 thing we really care about and 3 things we don't really care about. By the time it's like week 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Week 7 is like, should we film this in Fiji or somewhere else?
Okay, so I was thinking they're never going to let us vote on location.
No, they're not.
Real. It's like the number of days. It's not going to. If it happens, amazing. I will again go. I applaud Survivor, by the way, for letting us vote on all this. I really do.
This is cool. Like I'm glad that they're doing this. I think it is really breathing new life into the fandom. So I'm excited for this.
My only complaint is the logo. That's literally all that came away from this. I'm like, the logo. And I'm like, you know what? If the season's good, the logo has never affected like my thoughts on a season being good or not. It's my first impression of a season, but it doesn't affect at the end of the day.
The only thing that would be a bummer is that it would like make me less excited to buy merch, because I mean this is season 50. Like I don't buy a lot of merch from Survivor, honestly, but like if I was going to, it would probably be season 50. So like hopefully they can make something cool that people will want to buy merch of.
For those who have been paying attention since I think 45, we've been buying the buffs every season for our pictures that we do in the beginning of the podcast. But other than that, I don't really buy much merch. I bought a David vs. Goliath shirt back when that season aired because I really loved the season as it was airing. And then my cat put a hole in it when I was holding him.
No.
I know.
R.I.P.
Almost disowned him right then and there, but it's okay. Anyways, I want to buy 50 merch. Agreed. And I bought Winters at War. I think was the only time I bought every single buff. I was like, I need all the buffs. That was like, cause I'm like this. They print them once and that's it, right? They're never going to make these again, so I had to get them all. But yeah, I would definitely buy 50 merch with a better logo.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to wear a shirt with this logo on? No. But if they haven't come with a cool logo, so I'm hoping one of the weeks it's like, let's vote between. Here's your logo options. Which one do you like the most? So we'll see. I wonder if part of that, Rebecca, is they're waiting to see what tribe colors are picked before they give us our logo
That
options.
very well could be. And I would completely understand and support that.
Right.
Like, yeah, if this is just a temporary logo, I get it. Cool. But like, yeah, hopefully before they start printing t-shirts and buffs and things, they'll get something cooler.
My thought is this is a temporary logo. I really do want to applaud all the criticism I have given Survivor over the past however many years and seasons. Even as far as making a whole video recently about Jeff's propaganda podcast, where everybody's like, for those who've actually listened to the podcast, this is true. It is propaganda. And I'm like, yep. Jeff says, or the player/producer asks something. Jeff waxes poetic about nonsense. And then everybody laughs and agrees, rinse and repeat. And it's like, that is the podcast. So for them to do this almost felt, I wonder if the decision behind the scenes was there were so many options and they just couldn't come to a decision. And they're like, and somebody brilliantly, and maybe it was Jeff, I don't know who, said, what if we just let the fans decide? And Jeff's like, you know what? I like that. And it doesn't give me any, I don't have to deal with any of the flack. He could pass the buck. And you know what? That's okay. Sometimes you got to pass the buck. It's been 49 seasons. I think you could pass the buck for one season.
Yeah.
I do wonder. So I wonder if beyond 50, we're talking about how this is the next evolution of the game. Could we vote on the theme every season? That would be super cool.
That would be fun.
That would be cool. Like I think every season, and no joke, I think every season, like, so let's say theoretically 50 happens and we get to vote during 50 for the tribe colors and themes of 51 and 52. Now the themes do not affect any twists or anything like that. Like these are just themes. Like Dave versus Goliath was not anything. It didn't affect any challenges. It wasn't like a twist of the game. It's just how they divide up the casts.
Yeah.
Give us some themes. Give us some themes to pick from.
I mean, if they want to be crazy with it and give us themes that would affect
blood
the challenges
versus water.
And everything. Blood versus water.
Oh
Sierra could vote on her mom again.
Dude, if they asked if we want blood versus water, I would blow my lid. I'd be like, yes, please. And also you do need to cast Sierra and her daughter. Sierra's daughter is old enough now to play.
That would be amazing.
Right?
I would love that so much. Jeff would love that so much
Jeff
too.
Would be like Sierra,
he would be so on board with this.
During season 27, you voted off your own mother. That's a war crime, Sierra. But now your daughter's here. And do you think she's going to vote off her mom? And her daughter's going to be like, you better believe it, Jeff. Or something like that. I don't actually know how her dog talks, obviously.
And then they're just like on opposite tribes, or like she never gets the opportunity to. Right. And Jeff is like, how do we make this work so she can vote off her own mom?
Okay. And other things I hope that they let us vote on, if they let us vote themes, like beyond, like that would be, by the way, that would be awesome if they let us vote themes. Let's bring back One World. You can call it something different. I don't care. Bring back One World, the twist of both tribes on the same beach.
Yes. That is cool.
That would be lovely if that was a question for this season. Like, do you want every tribe to start on the same beach? Yes. I don't care what you call it. Just that's a great twist because they're all returnees. They all talk to each other. They're all going to,
they all know each other anyway.
There's going to be so much information passed between tribes that will affect. And the longer you don't let them merge, the more chaotic it gets, in my opinion. Honestly, the longer these tribes are living together and not merged, but they still can talk to each other and potentially give each other advantages and stuff. Now, you could get a steamroll, but like at the same time, I don't think you will, because people are like, oh no, then some people help other people. Like, yeah, of course people are. But then there will be underdogs. People will see that, oh no, things aren't going exactly the way I planned, because there are going to be 20 people out there with 20 different plans. And no one, there's not gonna be like 6 people and be like, yes, my plan's going perfectly. We're all in different tribes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I think also that kind of plays into what you were talking about earlier of just like, let's not do the journeys, like literally just let them sit at camp and strategize and stab each other in the back. And like that just leans so much more into that because you add and give them time. So many dynamics. Right. Yes.
That's how Operation Italy happened. You got to also give them room to talk though. Like, I understand it's going to be a bit cramped, a bunch of tribes on beach. And I'm not saying that's like the perfect idea, but I'm saying just give them room to breathe. Let's do rewards, not at the sanctuary. Or if we have to do them at the sanctuary, I know it's where good things happen. If we have to do them, let them do the overnight every time. I don't know if that's feasible.
Sure.
But because that's how Operation Italy happened. But also you'll see a lot if you go back and watch older season Survivor. People stay up late talking. That's how things sometimes happen. Anyways, let us know down in the comments, everybody. Let us know down in the comments what things you think / hope we're going to vote for during 50. And do you think that every season we should be able to vote for the like colors and themes or anything like that? Because if this is the next evolution of Survivor and Jeff's like, I'm just so overwhelmed being paid $8 million a year to do this that I cannot come up. That's fine. That's fine. We've seen enough Survivor. I think and they can even in there, they doesn't have to all be things that we have seen before. Present new ideas.
Right.
You will need to explain your idea though. Like you cannot just drop the name of something. You cannot drop a new advantage with just the name of it. And unless
explain the rules.
Unless it's like called steal a vote, or something like that, where it's like simple enough where, okay, I get what it is. But if it's going to be something called like a beware advantage, like before 41, I wouldn't have voted. I don't know. What am I voting for? But we've seen it. I'm saying they can present new things in the vote. It just has to be explained to a degree so I know what I'm voting on. Otherwise, I'm not going to want to vote for it.
Something else they could do, I don't know if they will do this because this would be really overwhelming for them to manage, but eventually, not for season 50, but for a later season, it would be cool if they just gave us like a text box and they were like, just give us your ideas,
That's going to be a lot to sift through though.
A lot to sift through, a lot of bad ideas I'm sure would be submitted.
Ugh.
But
I mean, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it because then people can yell, come on in guys in the comments for the 100th millionth time. By the way, post for today went up for 48 with the pictures from the premiere. First comment, come on in guys.
Really?
Like, dude, if you're still watching the show, like you got to move on. You got to move on, buddy.
It's really, it does, like that doesn't affect the game at all.
Jeff's like reading the comments, like, that's the first comment. I'm done. We're going to vote on it.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I don't think they would do that.
Vote on what Jeff says.
No, if he says, I meant in terms of come on in guys. Do you think they would ever let us vote on bringing that back or not?
I mean,
I think after the show he made of it, I don't think that they would. That might get a bit too heated because you're going to have one side who says, no, it's inclusive, not say it. And then your other side says, I hate using this word. So it starts with the W and ends really with the divisive. Okay. Exactly. It'd be wrong kind of divisive. So I don't think they would let us vote on it because it'd be the wrong kind of divisive.
Because then no matter what they do, there's going to be a bunch of people that are unhappy about it. So
right. And it is and it becomes political for, so anyways.
Right.
Point being is, those are good interviews. Check out CBS Sunday Morning is the YouTube channel. They have an interview with Jeff. It's like 23 minutes long. I want to say, I could be wrong. Maybe that one was 11 minutes. And then the one in Elvis Duran was 23 minutes. Anyways, check them both out. They're both pretty good. Otherwise, we kind of covered all the highlights here on this podcast. And I don't know when you're listening to this, but we will be recording our, obviously, 48 premiere podcast on Wednesday night. It'll be on Patreon Wednesday night. It'll be on YouTube Thursday morning. Spotify, you guys get it on Friday because, frankly, Spotify makes me $0, 0 cents. So it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me to put on Spotify in front of anything else. So it makes money on YouTube, makes money on Patreon, doesn't make me any money on Spotify. Spotify is honestly just because enough people asked me about it. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. Just going to be later than everybody else. Yeah. Yep. And I will put links in the description for everything, including these interviews. So sources. I got sources.
Nice.
Sources.
Got receipts.
Yeah. I just know often I will see other accounts post about stuff and they'll be like, this. And I'm like, yeah, but what's your source on this? And then they don't respond or they block me. And I'm like, all I was asking for was a source.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. It makes me like, okay. Like,
suspicious.
Right. A little suspicious when your instinct is to block when I'm just asking what's your source on this information. Because
my source is shut up.
Yeah. My source is go kick yourself in the face. Yeah, basically. Anyways, we were talking for way too long. We will see you all in a couple days. Bye.
Bye.